All right, hello and welcome. How is everyone doing? I got the wrong stuff pulled up here. You won't be able to see
Uh-oh.
Jeff for a second. Oh, this is what I get for playing around with stuff at the last second. Um,
You'll never learn, Matthew.
I won't. I really won't. So one of the kind of fun, let's call it fun things. There we go. One of the fun things about the way I do this video capture with Jeff and me is that
There's Shy is saying that he can't hear you.
what? Do I believe shy? That is a great question.
I'm saying, give us back our Jeff. I'm not sure what's going on. Give us back our Jeff.
Let's
I'm
see.
not sure what's going on. Give us back our Jeff. Sure, what's going on? Trevor Lawrence says he can hear us.
I heard like a triple echo there. Triple echo there. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, when you first came in, it looked like your video was stuttering a little bit, but it's okay now.
Yeah, okay, I knew it. She's messing with me. Nice try. I had a feeling that of the many things that I will have wrong tonight, undoubtedly, I had a feeling that wasn't one of them. And yeah, you heard three Jeffs. That's probably because of something I have messed up on.
There's only one of me. Thank goodness.
Hey, it's Gary, Rock Solid Productions. How you doing, man? It has been an age since I've seen you around. I hope everything's going well for you. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Jeff, how was yours?
It was quiet for the most part.
Good?
Yeah, it was good. Understanding is a 3 Jeft sword. Okay.
Is that how that quote goes? I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, so one of the annoying things is the way I do this is if I have another window maximized in front of StreamYard, Jeff freezes. Like watch this. I'm going to demonstrate. So there we go.
Oh, you're going to make me freeze.
Yeah, I made you freeze. I don't understand it. As long as you don't have to be in the foreground. I just can't have anything maximized in front of it. So I was trying to mess around tonight. Maybe some different options of how I could capture just video. It didn't work. And not only did it not work, but then I had it all messed up.
Should do this on a different day, maybe on Tuesday.
No, but we will next week start doing it at 9, schedule permitting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 9 p.m.
So we can get to bed a little bit earlier.
A little bit earlier. So, you know, I was mentioning a couple weeks back how I've really been changing my life schedule so that I'm being productive instead of, you know, we stay up late and it's fun, but I end up doing not productive things, staying up late, just watching YouTube and vegging out. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just nothing productive is happening. So I want to be more productive with my time. So I've been getting up earlier and going to bed sooner. But that does mean on Mondays, I end up staying up a lot later to do these streams. I'm like, I'm pretty dead Tuesday morning. Maybe I could adjust things a little bit. So yeah, we're going to move this forward about half an hour.
Okay, sounds good.
I know Thomas the stream did not just end.
Josh says, Matthew, stop updating OBS and Windows before the streams.
But okay, so I didn't update. Well, okay, I didn't update OBS, but I did update settings in OBS. So, oh, okay, I'll take that one. And yes, Roxal, the issue is that I was using an Intellivision Amico to power this stream. If you guys, okay, so for those of you who don't know Gary's been a longtime friend, helped me kind of learn stuff with YouTube, and we did a stream together talking about the Intellivision Amico, a coming out gaming system, and it was really designed around family. It's a very family focused thing. So there'd be 4 people playing it, getting controllers. You could use your phone. You could the controllers themselves would be really relatively inexpensive. Wonderful idea. Um, and we actually interviewed Tommy Tellerico, the guy who he did the music for Earthworm Jim, uh, fantastic salesman, but he didn't actually have a product. Like the product never came out, and so it ended up being vaporware.
Vaporware.
And it's rough because he had a prototype idea, and the prototype was nice, but being able to go from that prototype to production, there's some hurdle. And I don't know the behind the scenes stuff, trying to give the guy a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here, but he couldn't bridge that gap. And unfortunately it took so long for things to look like they were starting to get ready that the hardware it was based on was outdated before it was ever released. Like it was 2 years outdated when the like prototype was being looked at, and by the time I came around, it was 4 years outdated, and there was there was still nothing going on. And that's right, Thomas. An interview with Matthew killed a product. I am proud of that one. No, I actually supported it. I went and bought I pre-ordered it, and when news started to swirl around about he was starting to do like another round of angel investment sort of stuff, I was like, you know what, I that's it for me. I'm pulling out here, and yeah, the hardware was outdated when it was in the conceptual phase. It just I don't know what happened there.
Sounds like the Atari 7800, which they shelved for 2 years before releasing.
Oh yeah, yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
I mean, at least the 7800 was an upgrade to an existing product with like a strong user base.
that's true. You could play 2,600 games on it.
And it's true, rock solid. I was the sucker. But so for me, like it was actually I really liked the idea of it. And I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt if he could get this released. Even if the games were kind of on the lower tier, the fact that they were going to be cheaper games, and the fact that they were deliberately marketed to kids, which was exactly what I wanted at the time. Be able to play something with my children. I'm like, I'll give this a shot. Um, but it never came about. And Melphasis had filet mignon and steamed snow crabs for Thanksgiving. Melphasis,
Wow.
I feel like I am doing it wrong now.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. We had uh, all of my family come in to the area, and then we had lunch with them. Spent the early afternoon with them, and then we spent late afternoon through the evening with Amy's parents, who
Nice.
they kind of live Texas area. So I'd say they live in the area, and most people would be like, that is not in the area at all. But by Texas standards, they live in the area.
I know what you mean. You have to drive an hour and a half around here just to get to the next big city.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a good time. It was peaceful, thankfully. We have a lot of um, special needs kids in my family, and we were all wondering like, how's this going to turn out? And it turned out wonderful. We were able just to keep things at a nice level, and it was good.
Well, good. I'm glad you had a good holiday. I hope everyone else out there had a great holiday.
Yeah. And then Texas was asking, what consoles do I have? So I have the NES, the SNES, uh, GameCube, N64, the Game Boys, Game Boy Advance, uh, the original Xbox, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PS2, PS3. I think that's where I stop. So yeah, it's not the SNES, it's the SNES. And it's so basically everything, and the PS3 was donated to me by a friend of mine. So I didn't actually buy that one. So I definitely am more of the retro side of things, and yes, they are all still operable. Oh, and the Genesis, of course, the Sega Genesis. Um, and in fact, a lot of them I've done some sort of upgrade stuff too. Like for the Sega Genesis, I did a mod that gives a little bit cleaner output over RGB values. Yes, Genesis. Genesis is Planet Forbidden. No, this is the Sega Genesis. Not to be confused with the band or the vehicle or the planet, the video game console.
Console is allowed, is not, says Homie.
No,
And
not the
which Star
Master
Trek?
System.
Which Star Trek movie is that from, Matthew?
That is from. I always get the end ones mixed up. It's from 5. No. 5 is a dream. It's Undiscovered Country. 6.
No.
No.
Oh, it's 3.
It's not 4. No.
3. The search for Spock. Number 3.
Spock?
Yes.
I thought they made that quote when Kirk was on. Oh, of course it's 3. Genesis was gone by the time 6 came around.
Yeah, McCoy was trying to book passage to Genesis.
Yeah.
With the alien in the bar. Josh says it was 2. Maybe you're right, Josh. I don't know. I thought it was 3.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was thinking, I had the image in my mind of Kirk and McCoy on the prison planet.
Rua Pente.
Yeah. And I had the snow scene in my mind, and one of the alien, talking to one of the aliens there, and no, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. That's where this conversation is going. It was wrong.
The alien wanted Kirk's coat, if I remember correctly.
And Matthew, Star Trek expert, is not. I'm really good at remembering broad things, but not remembering specific details. Case in point, my favorite season 1 TNG episode, as everyone knows.
Code of Honor, right?
That is what I said. People were asking. I said, "Oh yeah, it's the Code of Honor. It's Code of Honor," and it is not Code of Honor. It's what I said though. But I was thinking of the other Klingon episode with Worf and the 4 Klingons who came aboard, and that's the first time you got the Klingon death roar. I forget what it was.
You forget?
Obviously, I forget. But I'm like, oh yeah, Code of Honor. That Heart of the Warrior. Thank you, Omnicast. Code of Honor sounds like it should be a Klingon-centric episode.
He's misleading you a little bit. It's Heart of Glory.
Heart of Glory. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Omni. I trusted you. Rookie mistake on my part. But no, for those who don't know, Code of Honor is the most racist episode of Star Trek.
And some people say it isn't.
Oh my goodness, it is. It is so racist. I mean, I don't
know how they can say it isn't, but some people say it isn't.
The depiction of the African tribe, wow, just everything about it. So yeah, I became known as that guy, all because I meant Heart of Glory.
Rock Solid says that is why you love the episode, because it's racist.
That's what has been repeated often on YouTube. And as everyone knows, you're not allowed to lie on YouTube. They have fact checkers now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
YouTube is all over fact checks. I mean,
although I wouldn't lie anyway, but
I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's one of those little blurbs underneath my episode after this. It's like, YouTube would like you to know that Matthew has repeatedly said that Code of Honor is his favorite episode because he's a white Southerner. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Omni asks, aren't you fond of Farpoint Encounter too?
Oh yeah, yeah. Encounter at Farpoint.
No, Farpoint and Encounter.
Farpoint and Encounter? No. Encounter at Farpoint.
You called it Farpoint and Encounter once.
I'm sorry, I don't remember this event. Moving forward. Yeah, I did. I called it Farpoint and Encounter. But it. Oh my goodness! In reality, that is. I will take season 1, episode 1 of Discovery over season 1, episode 1 of TNG.
Oh no, never.
I know that's. I know.
No,
that's just how bad it is to me.
I know. Hashtag smash shit. Rock solid unsubscribing. Thomas shaking his head.
I can't get over how cringe that episode was with Tasha Yar. This court should get on its knees and beg or thank the Federation for what it's done. And like, no, like it is the most single episode where George Roddenberry, who had complete creative control at the time, was just patting his back so hard he left bruises.
Did you say George?
No, I said Gene.
Oh, I could have swore you said George.
I wouldn't be surprised. In my head, there was Gene. If George came out of my mouth, I have to accept it as something I said.
Omni put George Roddenberry in the chat.
Great, just great. This is how I get in trouble.
Maybe we should get to the episode of Babylon 5.
Even Shy is saying I said George. Everyone heard George. Great. This is how I get in trouble. My head will think one thing, and then my mouth goes, nah, we're doing our own thing.
I know what you mean.
Another name Matthew has changed. Yeah, so now I gotta play it up. Okay, so yeah, George Roddenberry, I had complete creative control, and he it showed in the episode. Like he was just gushing about himself. My idea is so amazing. The utopic society I've created is so amazing. Like the capitalism of America is so evil. And then he makes a Ferengi episode. He's like, I think I was too subtle in Encounter at Farpoint, so I'm gonna make the Ferengi episode to show what I really think of America. And,
the Last Outpost.
Yeah. It's so bad. And so even though in the whole, Discovery is worse than TNG by no contest. On a production value, on a the episode making sense internally for that series value, it's better. Now if you compare it against Olive Trek, hot garbage. But
oh yeah.
First episode of a sci-fi series, I have to say Discovery did it better.
I was in utter disbelief after watching that first episode of Discovery. It's like, what did I just watch?
Oh yeah,
that is not Star Trek.
Oh yeah, the Klingorks, the Michael Burnham out logicking the cell force field. It was crazy, but even with all that, I have to be like, this is a better done episode than Encounter at Farpoint.
Oh, you have a new article of impeachment.
Oh no. Oh, what
Number
is it?
876, calling Gene Roddenberry George.
At least I didn't call him like Gene Lucas.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So before I dig these holes any deeper, as I am wont to do, how about we go ahead and get into this week's episode? It is Hunter and Prey. It's episode 13.
It's actually Hunter, Prey. Yeah. So Hunter Prey.
Hunter Prey. And, I actually had a somewhat generic, but I think strong guess for this week, as I recall.
You did. It was short and sweet. You said a bounty hunter comes aboard the station, systematically going through Babylon 5, hunting the guest star of the week. The prey will not ask Sheridan for amnesty.
There we go.
That was That was essentially what you predicted.
And I stand by that one. I think that this is going to be a an episode that is very similar in beats to the DS9 episode of, it wasn't called Hunter Prey, obviously, but it was the same
No.
concept. An alien had to evade capture from a hunter for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to be getting. Captive Pursuit. Okay. See, Omni, you've already tricked me a couple times today, so I don't know if you're telling me the truth about that episode title now.
It is Captive Pursuit.
All right. Yeah, Tosk. And Rock Solid, you have a good night. You're missing out. Babylon 5, well worth it.
It's very good, Rox. You should watch it from the beginning.
You should. And to that end, let me give my usual spiel, guys. We will go ahead and pull that up. And if you want to, you can watch this now live with us in the screening room. The link's pinned up above. If you are watching this in the future, you're going to need your own source of the video. And that means you can watch it on Amazon, you can buy it digitally, and you get it with no ads. You can go to Tubi TV, you can watch it for free. You just got to watch the commercials along with it, but it's the updated versions. They updated, they scaled up the live video, but you still have like the resolution of the old CGI stuff.
Well, actually, they rezzed up the CGI, but they went back to the original film and did actually a 4K transfer of the live action stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah. Which then they downscaled to HD to match up with the HD upscaled visual effects. I don't know why they did that, but they did that.
Okay. All right then. Moving forward, and as I say every week, my favorite choice: go buy the physical media. It's available on Amazon. You can find it in Walmart sometimes. That right there, absolutely. Because then you never have to worry. You never have to worry about them being like, "Hey, we're not providing this anymore." You never have to worry about, "Whoops, yeah, you bought it, but you only bought the right to watch it as long as we had the right to stream it," which is an issue a lot of people are facing these days.
Oh yeah.
So get the digital media and then back it up, and that way you always have a physical copy and you always have a backup copy in case something goes wrong with the physical.
There you go.
So with that, we will go and get started here, and we're going to see just how right I am this week. I mean, if the bounty hunter alien type guy is named Tosk, I mean, I think I deserve like a gold star or something. I'll have to find one that I can bring next week. Yeah, this so-called YouTuber should get down on his knees to what far-pointed encounter is, what it represents. Hey, John.
Welcome, John. And John, I think you missed it. We are moving the show up by a half an hour starting next week. It'll start at 10 p.m. your time, 9 p.m. Matthew time.
Yes. And I'll mention this again when we're closing out, because I know different people jump in at different points. But yes, we will be at 9 p.m. starting next week, because I'm an old man. I had my birthday this week. I turned 40. That was something else that happened. So I'm an old man now. I mean, I've been an old man for years. I've been an old man for years inside, but now the outside age is starting to catch up.
Oh, that's right. Omni just reminded me you had a birthday Friday.
Yeah.
So happy birthday.
Thank you.
A little late, but happy birthday.
Oh, you remembered it on Discord. I'll take it.
Well, I have to admit, Thomas reminded me. So thank you, Thomas, for reminding me to wish Matthew a happy birthday.
Well, Josh, I can remember my birthday because everyone wishes me a happy birthday. So it works. So let's go ahead and we'll hit that play button, and we'll keep discussing these things as it gets started. So if you're here in the future and you need to sync up your physical media which I hope you have, to this watch time. I'll give you a quick three countdown and then we'll get going. So three, two, one, hit that play button, everyone.
Episode audio on YouTube.
Oh, you can hear it? Okay,
No,
hold
let
on
us
so I
know if
can.
you can.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, hopefully you can't.
Bay 13.
Okay,
Thank you,
thanks,
Josh.
Josh. Thomas hit the play button 20 minutes ago. No, the play button on your copy of the stuff. Okay, so I know that from a design standpoint for a TV episode, you have to differentiate your ships through things like colors and strange designs. But I have to wonder, what is the thought process behind doing a camo green design on a spaceship?
Well, I think the ship is alive, so that could explain part of it.
I mean, it's pretty camo, Omni. You got light green, you got dark green, you got some blacks in there. I mean, if it is a living ship, then maybe it originally grew up in like a forest region before it came to space.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, it responded to him.
It did.
So Ivanova may have forgotten to mention one or two details about the ship.
Well, the maintenance crews, they don't want to go into that bay.
I can see why. I mean, I think I would have led with the fact of like, hey, don't get too close. It might try to kill you.
I think it was more of a warning.
And so they're saying that they think the ship is a Vorlon ship.
It is a Vorlon ship. It's Kosh's ship.
Oh, yeah. Now he's saying it's Kasha's ship. Okay.
It is indeed. I
I
mean,
like
we've
how
seen Vorlon
Garibaldi.
ships.
Hmm?
We've seen Vorlon ships before.
Oh yeah, one of them showed up and killed the Deathwalker.
Yep. It was also in the pilot. They wanted to take Sinclair back to the Vorlon homeworld for trial, if you recall.
And the Kosh says something in his language, and we see some random writing appear on the outside of the ship. Okay, so they're just saying that he got an all police bulletin basically for one Dr. Jacobs, who used to be on the president's personal staff, which yeah, he's asking what does this guy know? And so I'm wondering, one of the plot points that has been going on in the background is about the assassination of the previous president.
Santiago.
Yeah, they blew up his ship around the Jupiter jump gate.
Yeah.
And so, were they saying that this doctor was one of his staff members or one of the current president's staff members?
Well, Clark is the current president, and he was on the presidential staff. So
Okay, I'm only saying it was Santiago's personal doctor.
well, Omni, I think I think it has to be Clark's personal doctor as well.
Okay. So that kind of raises into this growing conspiracy. Like we as the outsiders know that. Well, do we know? Yeah, it was pretty definitively stated it was the vice president who did it.
Well, that's what they believe. I mean, it's very suspicious. The vice president gets off Air Air Force One,
I'll take it.
uh, whatever they call it,
Yeah,
just
Thomas, will
before it
Kiefer be in the
gets to
episode?
Jupiter, and then it blows up. Earth Force One. Thank you, Trevor Lauren.
I was gonna call it Space Force One.
Now, this actor should look familiar.
Hey, Putin scat, am I taking an or how am I taking an image every 7 seconds? So I wrote a Python script that uses FFmpeg to figure out how long a video is and grab an image based on the time duration I set. And then it does that nice fade effect as well. So it's not just like a slam cut between two images. It does a nice crossover. And
So, do you recognize this actor?
it's not Denzel Washington, despite what Thomas is saying. And is is that Franklin's dad?
No, no. We've not seen this actor on Babylon 5 before, but we've seen him in Star Trek.
Okay. Was he dressed up in heavy makeup when I saw him, or do I actually have a
No,
fighting chance? Okay, got a fighting
you
chance.
you've got a real good chance.
TOS.
No,
Okay.
DS9. Narrow it down a little.
No, that is not Old Man Cisco.
No.
Okay. I'm like
Second season.
I'm trying to blank.
Cal.
Cal Ripken Jr.
No, Cal Hudson,
Cal Hudson. Okay.
Lieutenant Commander, friend of Cisco's. He was part of the Maquis.
Okay. Yeah, and he wasn't in Code of Honor.
True, John.
See, that's why I didn't know.
He's played by Bernie Casey.
Putness, are you syncing with the video then? No, I'm generating the video myself. I hit the play button at the same time, so they're within like a second or two of each other. So Dr. Franklin is very upset that I'm assuming this guy right here, Dr. Jacobs, I presume, uh,
I will
is being
confirm that.
is being hunted. He said that he was such a role model to so many doctors, and Garibaldi is saying, well, maybe he's not the same man you used to know, but I personally suspect that he knows more than he should, and that's why he's being hunted right now. And Omni's saying, this guy, yeah, this guy doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, he's an old doctor. What do you expect? Okay, so uh, the doctor is asking that he needs a new ident card, and he the doctor's like, yeah, I don't care what the cost is, I'll pay it. And the guy is immediately like, nope, no, 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 no. It's not about the money. You need it too badly, and I do not want to get messed up in whatever trouble you're in. Like, he doesn't mind, breaking the law a little bit, but if someone is that desperate for it, he's out.
Did you see the guy that showed up at the end of that scene?
I I did, and I see that people are saying that's Bull from Night Court. I have to see it again.
It is Richard Mole. This is an important scene.
Is that Kosh?
Yes.
I guess you usually don't see him moving that much. I kind of expected it to be someone in a Kosh cosplay outfit. And so Kosh is, or Sheridan is trying to figure out why Kosh was in his dream when he was on that ship a few weeks back. And Kosh says that his dream became a song, and that's what drew him to the captain's mind at that moment.
We've heard Kosh refer to things as a song before with um, Talia.
That guy looks like the guy who played Green Goblin in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Uh, don't believe so.
Oh, I know it's not. I'm just saying he looks like him.
He was also in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He was the history teacher.
Oh. Yeah, Trevor, William Defoe. I'm saying he looks like William Defoe. I can tell he's not William Defoe, for the record. And so Sheridan notices there's a strange red ribbon thing tied up on the lights that is weird. And now he's saying that he just remembered there's something he has to do. So, uh, some sort of spy signal? Did I see the guy Garibaldi noticed? I did not. And
Yeah,
poor
that was
Thomas.
a lot more subtle. Looked like a ranger.
Now, was that happening in the background of the last scene, real quick?
The ranger?
Yeah.
Hey, he just passed by.
And so this is another lady who seems to be affiliated with the admiral or captain we saw a few episodes back.
General.
General. And she's coming to say that Jacobs is not a traitor.
Yeah, Ami's right. General Haig.
This voice. Is she on Orville?
Don't think so.
She sounds like the doctor on Orville.
Well, that's certainly not the doctor on Orville.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the voice I'm thinking of. Like the more she talks, the more I can hear.
They are similar, I admit.
And poor Thomas, I'm really stressing him with my names today. And Panis is saying that's Wanda de Jesus, and she's Jimmy Smith's partner. Oh,
Thomas. Yes, the doctor on Orville is black. She isn't. So, yep, same person.
she's not. Okay, I'm not being sarcastic. Anyone new to the stream, you may not know this. The reason I am so consistently bad with names is I am largely face blind. Is she really not black?
Who?
Wanda de Jesus. Okay, de
Yeah, she's
Jesus.
not.
I'm shocked right now. Okay. Sorry. People have to tell me these things. And Bradley's confirming if they did need a voice actor, they could easily switch.
Yeah, the voices are similar. I admit to that.
And then one thing that happened a couple of scenes back is that the security personnel have been handed these little scanner devices. And the idea of the scanner device is that they can use it to somehow identify Jacobs if he shows up. That way, if he's in disguise or if he has a fake ident card, they can still isolate him.
All the presidential staff has a chip in that emits a short range signal.
So, Garibaldi's message over there. Um, he made a very strange happy birthday message, and so uh, when Dr. Franklin played it back, he found the one frame that was unusual, and it was just a frame that he had basically drawn over. And it said, "Meet me at my place. Wear something comfortable." And so the lady who was there helping Sheridan made a comment that something about a virus with this guy.
Uh, Jacobs has evidence that the vice president did not have a virus
Did
that
not have a
made him get
virus.
off of Earth Force One at Mars.
And the doctor is keeping himself awake through stims. Yeah, obviously he isn't Picard. Picard doesn't have a mustache. Try and keep up, Thomas.
It's Zach Allen.
You know, this would have been a great role for Kiefer to show up in.
Kiefer is a hotshot pilot. And it's actually Keffer, but
Keffer.
Omni says Kiefer. He spelled it differently. He's on patrol.
Okay, so one minor quibble about what's happening right now. They're framing this scene as if Garibaldi has specifically called Franklin uh, because they got a blip about Dr. Jacobs. But Jacobs, from the way they shot the episode just now and arranged the scenes, Jacobs was found after Garibaldi asked Franklin to come visit him. However, Garibaldi's disguise on point clearly.
Hey, it works. People see the badge, not his face. Kind of like you.
Yeah,
Matthew.
exactly. So
There he
this is
is.
Bull.
That's, yep. Max is the name on the show.
I can't see it.
You
It's
can't
the
see
price
it?
of no. I cannot see it.
Can you hear the voice?
No, he's doing a gravelly kind of thing to make him seem more tough. You see, I'm trying Trevor Lauren. I'm trying to imagine without the hair and a bit younger. He's got some extra wrinkles on his face now, and a beard.
I think Night Court had just ended maybe a year before this.
No way.
Something like that.
Hold on, I gotta pull up a photo of him.
92 Night Court ended the original series.
Okay, so
So
I'm
maybe
looking at
three
the
years.
I'm looking at the photo, and I'd never noticed on Night Court how Bull has that kind of scar across his forehead. Like I thought that was a makeup choice they did for this to make him seem more of a bounty hunter. But no, that it seems like that's an actual thing that this guy had. So this guy, generic bounty hunter.
I think he's just somebody in down below that is a tough guy.
Because he's clearly surprised. So he's going through the doctor's stuff, and he's like, "Oh wow, look at that! Here's a watch, office of the president." And so he clearly doesn't realize who he has in front of him. All he knows is that this is some looks like a high roller sort of guy.
Yeah, he's definitely not a bounty hunter.
And Omni's saying he's just a shot caller from down below. Okay, or a brown sector thug. Oh wait, okay. So they flash the screen back and forth real quick, but I thought they were going to give a real definitive location of downtown for a second. Like the Sheridan went, it's this area right here, but it's not a. He didn't point to a real spot. He just kind of moved his finger.
There you go. Downtown.
Between 51 and 61 of the blue and green sectors, blue and gray sectors.
I thought you said 50 and 51.
He might have. So Sheridan Sheridan is throwing them off.
Indeed.
He, he's leading them to a section that's been sealed off since the station was first opened 3 years ago. And Ivanova says, "Do you know how many bulkheads they're going to have to go through?" And he did. He knew exactly 47. And yeah, John DeMarco, a 47 reference. That rings a bell.
Yeah, Star Trek rips off Babylon 5 again, I tell you.
Now, if you don't get the reference, 47 is Studio 47, where they did a lot of work on at least Voyager. And so repeatedly, they would drop in the number 47 just as a little homage to that. All the writers would. Yeah, they would notice the deals are sealed off, Thomas, but they might just assume that's, you know, something to overcome. And so Garibaldi is, taking a load off right now. They've been walking for a long time. Tells the doctor he should know better. He needs to eat something to keep his strength up. And they take this moment to rehash how Jacobs was such a mentor to Franklin. And Josh is pointing out that 47 was the main stage, not Studio 47, Stage 47, where they filmed TNG, DS9, and Voyager.
Thomas, Dr. Franklin is just centered on the goal here, the mission.
I like how they're basically eating fig Newtons.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley. Voyager constantly did things like the shields are down to 47%, life support's down to 47%. Uh, just constantly little reference like that. And I'm just pointing out that John has made a video calling out all the 47 references in Trek. It's probably one of his longer ones. There's a lot. Was I way off in my prediction? Yes. Was I
I don't
also
know.
somewhat right in my prediction? Yes.
I don't know about way off.
Also, I can't. No, I feel like I may have seen Daffy Duck in a very similar hat. Oh, the '90s, the the '90s look right there is so strong.
Hmm.
So somehow Bull did figure out the worth of this guy. He's contacted the individual looking for him. He wants 10,000 credits upon delivery. So Sheridan, he's meeting Kosh in the alien sector, and Sheridan's like, "You want to see me?" And Kosh goes, "You want to see me?" And Sheridan's like, "Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everyone does." Oh, and Sheridan missed a moment there somehow. Um, he he was trying to understand more about Kosh. And he says, "Is this what you want? An exchange of information? I tell something about me, you tell me something about you." And Kosh is, "No, you don't understand." But Kosh is going along a thing he's had repeatedly throughout the series so far of trying to understand people. Oh, he hit a nerve there.
What do you want?
Yeah.
That's what
Ooh.
Sheridan asked him.
This is, what do you want? And Kosh says, never ask that question. Because that's what our discount Rod Sterling so often asks. But apparently, whatever is in store for Sheridan, it involves fighting legends. And I swear we've seen Daffy Duck in a similar outfit to what Garibaldi's wearing.
Probably have.
We have. We have. Oh my goodness. If you search for like Daffy Duck as a detective, he is very much wearing a very similar outfit. The only thing he's lacking is a red tie. I mean, to be fair, you put a generic hat on someone like that, it's pretty generic. But the problem going on here is that Bull stole the crystal, and the crystal has all the proof. That's true, Joel. Vorlons are legends as well. So Garibaldi, he's hurting a little bit. He's been stabbed. Gentle stab wound. But he's saying, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for this. I'm downright right cranky, if I'm being honest. And so, um, Mr. Cranston here, he is understandably upset that twice before Babylon 5 has uh, used the internal scanners to find a radiation source. And so he's asking Ivanova, why didn't they tell her about this? And so she's going through a list of several things. A, you didn't ask. B, we don't know that the systems are compatible. I miss C, but D was at a young age, someone should have told you that you attract more flies with honey than vinegar.
I believe C was it would take 2 hours to reconfigure the system.
And sure enough, the doctor is showing that he has indisputable proof that the vice president did not have any sore sickness. Yeah, so Franklin is hurting a patient, but in his defense, the patient is not in the correct location and not exactly being helpful in this procedure.
That's true.
Takash is requesting permission to depart the station, and they're using OBS Studio as well. Look at that. Yeah, Thomas. I wonder where they're hiding him.
Hmm.
And so Preston is uh he's putting things together. He's he's wondering why Kosh is leaving, why he wants to jump, and he wants it scanned before the vessel leaves. And so kind of a gutsy move here, scanning a ambassador ship.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the Vorlon at that. I mean, ambassadors have what is it called? Diplomatic immunity. You can't just you can't just do that. And so now he's putting on the show. You know, now that we have proven that Dr. Jacobs is not nor never has been aboard Babylon 5, I think it's time we do what we can to help out Agent Creston. Let's backtrack to the last place Jacobs was and try and figure out where he actually went. And then he politely tells him to get off his station. Very politely. And yeah, Thomas, life forms. Do, 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 do. You precious little life forms.
Where are you?
Do, 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 do. So I am curious. They talked about he had this chip, and the chip emitted some sort of radiation signal. I'm curious why they couldn't remove said chip. They've come to Kasha's ship, and uh, it said all they have to do is just wait there until it recognizes them. And he's figuring out why the scanners only recognized one being on the ship, and that's because the ship itself was the being. And so it places a brown object on the floor in front of them. A potato, yes.
It looks like it.
And so they had to put him in a coma. They're saying that's the only way Kosh would allow a human on the inside of his ship. And he's saying that while he
More
was asleep, the ship sang to him,
more songs.
which was also something that they did in Farscape, the living ships that sang. Though there's only
That's
one
true.
episode where that was a thing, the singing part. So she's claiming he scored a major victory for the good guys, but it's hard for me to trust uh, a shadowy agent type figure. I mean, she doesn't strike me as a Sloane type character, but just anyone who's kind of, you know, shadowy, spy. Like, where do their loyalties really lie? Well, all
Some
right.
claim that Sheridan didn't trust her and wonder if he really gave her the information, the data on the crystal.
Hmm. I wonder. I mean,
The other
ideally, over
question
time, we'd
about
find out.
the other question is, did they make a copy?
I hadn't thought about that, but I can't imagine Garibaldi not making a copy, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't imagine that either. That's just in Garibaldi's uh, his makeup is what he does.
Well, Jeff, what were your thoughts about the episode?
I thought it was a pretty good episode. I think you were pretty close on your prediction. It wasn't an alien coming on and with a bounty hunter following, but it was kind of the same thing. We had a human doctor come on that was part of the presidential staff, and he had information that may put all the plans of President Clark in peril, and had Earth Force chasing him. So kind of the same thing. So you weren't too far off. Pretty good episode. Good actors in this episode. Had some good comedy too in the episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Some funny quips back and forth. And I think the big thing that here is Kosh. We're starting to, and there's your yawn.
Keep going. Ignore that.
The big thing here is Kosh, where he's starting to open up to Sheridan. And it's funny, he started, as Sheridan said, to attend council meetings more often once Sheridan had arrived. So why is he doing that? Why did he appear in Sheridan's dream? starting to get a little bit of a crack there. We're starting to get a little bit of information from Kosh. And as I mentioned, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, JMS is he is directing the voice acting for Kosh from here on out. So I
Okay.
think that's important. I think that's an important point. This
Okay.
was a pretty straightforward episode, I thought.
Yeah.
Um, but still, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I like how we are continuing the presidential line, and I like how we're doing it from an angle I really didn't expect to see. Like I kind of figured the next time we'd be visiting this, maybe we'd be having Bester back again. Uh, we'd have more of the Psy Corps, kind of what's going on with them. How are their machinations affecting things? Uh, Kind of peeling away the layers and seeing that. But instead, it was a doctor. Like such an obvious, in hindsight, moment. Like, of course, the presidential doctor would have examined him. Like, someone would have known if he really was sick or not.
Yeah, and I think um, we were given that plot point way back at the end of season one that the vice president had gotten off of Earth Force One at Mars because he was sick. I think that was planned. So I think these events were already in JMS's thoughts to have
Mm-hmm.
that included in the story. He doesn't leave much out.
Yeah.
He pulls all these threads together into this masterful story.
I like how we're also seeing the crew starting to work together to unfold this mystery. That
Well,
while Sheridan does have his own contacts that he's working with, um, and Garibaldi has his contacts, and now I think about it, Franklin has his own contacts as well with the Underground Railroad.
he
The
does.
the only one that we haven't gotten a firm, oh yeah, she has her contacts too, is Ivanova yet. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to find out she has someone, by the end of the series, if not the season.
Oh, we shall see.
I also like how we got a little bit more information about Kosh, a little bit more of his motives. Which I mean, I say we got more information, but it's more like we got more mystery surrounding surrounding him. He clearly has something in mind, and he wants Sheridan to be ready to fight legends, as he put it.
Mm-hmm.
And he says you're not there. And it's interesting that until Sheridan gets there, he's kind of unwilling to reveal too much to him, which kind of strikes me as in line with the Cthulhu mythos, where the knowledge of something actually makes you more at danger of being hurt by that thing. And that ignorance is actually one of the strongest defenses people have to the Cthulhu mythos and the creatures of Cthulhu. And so it seems almost like Kosh is taking the same approach where well, you're not ready to know this stuff yet. If I told you everything right now, it's like he'd be putting him at risk. And so he has to sit there and be patient, maybe giving him little nudges towards something, but ultimately waiting for Sheridan to be ready so that he can tell him the things that he needs to know.
I think it's interesting if uh, Sinclair hadn't had to leave the show, take this other path.
Mm-hmm.
Would Sinclair have gone through something similar?
Yeah. Um, he specifically made a comment about something about his mind. I can't think of the exact wording, but it was basically like Sheridan had a mind already predisposed to communicating with Kosh. And
Well, in the dream, we saw Sheridan with a Psychor
mhm.
outfit on. Is he psychic? Is he a telepath?
Yeah, we haven't got any indication of it yet,
Other than in the dream, but
other than in the
then we
dream.
have the Kosh reaching out to him, and his thoughts become part of his dreams became part of the song.
Hmm.
So maybe there is a little bit of telepathic ability there. What do you think?
I don't know yet. Uh, yeah, I don't know because then you'd think Talia would have noticed something.
But they're not supposed to scan
Oh,
people.
that's true. They're not. They've also mentioned that awakening your abilities is an extremely intense moment. So maybe he's not even aware had his awakening yet. Uh,
Possibly.
Maybe it's something else entirely. Maybe like Fry, he's his own grandpa.
A distinct possibility.
Well, he didn't have a hole in his mind. That was Sinclair.
Right.
But I do wonder, just as the human race develops, if they aren't naturally having mental awakening. So maybe not just psychic abilities, but other mental abilities. Because I
That
mean,
could
we
be
already had it
true
with
as well.
Ironsides, Ironheart.
Yeah, but the Psy-Core was experimenting on him.
Yeah.
Josh says that the uniform looked like something other than the Psy-Core. Did it?
Is that something I'm not supposed to know yet? There's a winky face.
Well, I'm not. I think I know what he's getting at, but I don't know if I agree with him.
I did say Ironsides, but hey, I corrected it quickly. Ironsides is
He did.
Sequest. I knew it was Iron something. Sides, heart, same general area. Iron lung. You know, one of those things.
I don't think it was an iron lung. We have 7 holes, says K. Roberts. I'm not sure what that means.
It means we have 7 holes on the human body.
Melfa says Bester was able to telepathically talk to Sinclair. Yeah, he did that. And Sinclair called him out for doing it.
I
By
guess I'd
Matthew saying
assumed.
it's stunningly close, says John.
I guess I assumed that Bester was able to telepathically talk because he is a high-ranking telepath.
Now, Texas is. I'm sorry. Texas is backing me up. He's saying that in the dream, Sheridan was wearing a Psy-Core uniform.
All right. So yeah, overall fun episode.
It was good.
I feel like it's definitely advancing the plot.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to find, I believe there's only one more episode until season 5, maybe 2, that JMS writes them all except for 1 or 2 up until season 5. And in season 5, there's only one episode that he didn't write.
Okay. Oh, and on that, Jeff was letting me know that there is some debate about the episode order.
Yeah. In preparation for today, I was going to watch this episode, and I looked ahead a little bit on Tubi TV. That's where I was watching it. And they had a different order than the airing order back in the day. And so I got my Blu-ray. That's why I've got the box out. I was looking at the Blu-ray set at the order that was on there, and they have the airing order on the Blu-ray set. So I suggest we go with that airing order, not the order that's on Tubi TV.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm fine with. Definitely going to take your advice on that. And I think that makes more sense because I suspect what Tubi's doing is maybe going by production order.
I'm not sure what they're doing with these. They've swapped like two episodes around 3 times for the remaining part of this season. So episode 14 and 15 they've swapped 16 and 17 around, and they swapped 19 and 20 around.
Thank you, Kosh, for your donation. He said there are so many holes in your mind, Matthew. It looks like SpongeBob.
That's a distinct possibility, John. We're using alphabetical order.
Hmm.
That's a little joke.
That'd be a little hard, but I can try for you guys. So yeah, I'd be willing to bet they're going by production order. Like maybe they
That's
recorded
possible.
two of them at the same time, then later decide to air them differently. Um, maybe they just got backwards.
Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what they did. I thought from here on out it was going to be the same order, but I was wrong.
And Texas is saying that HBO did something like that. They had a weird order as well. Okay.
Yeah, the HBO did swap around some first season episodes. I know. A few of them were way out of order. Like episode 21 was like 15 or something.
Huh. Well,
K. Robert says that Kosh is chatty.
Kind of was today, for his standard.
And he just talked to you.
He did, yeah.
Did it warble? You know, the little song, the music.
It did a little bit, like right here in my head.
Oh, okay.
I would have tried to do an impersonation of his voice, but I can't get the warble right. So next week, remember, we are going to do this at 9, and we're going to be doing what I have listed by the DVD order, and I think this is also Amazon order. It's going to be season 2, episode 14, which I have as "There All the Honor Lies."
That's it.
And to me, that episode screams of a military episode. But will it be our military? We've had some stuff going on with Mondo and Jakar. In fact, it was just last week. Acts of Sacrifice was kind of a Londo heavy episode.
And Jakar.
And Jakar, yeah.
Both.
So you know what? I think that we're going to be focusing on Delin next week. And
who?
I know. I'm doing the summary, so I'm actually using the right name for Delin.
Wow.
I know. Catch your breath.
Used to that.
So I think that we're going to be following along with the wrestling, the issue she's wrestling with. She sacrificed so much to become this human, Minbari combo thing. And instead of being honored for her sacrifice, she's found that she's been kicked off the Great Council. She's been replaced by the military guy, who has now created a strong military presence on the council, taking it out of balance. And she's finding that the people aboard the station, her own people, don't consider her pure Minbari anymore. And so I think this is going to be really focusing on her and what is the nature of honor for the Minbari people. So that's going to be my guess for next week.
Hey, sounds like a interesting episode.
Someone call Amy. Something's wrong with Matthew. He got a name right. Yeah, what is the nature of honor, and does it have a code? A code of honor cloaks oneself like a robe. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I know I usually go just a few minutes longer, but we're going to go ahead and call it there tonight, and I'm going to get some rest. And because I actually am going to head into an office this week, and do some work with some people, and we're trying to get me up to speed, trying to get a project moving forward here. So I actually have to be on site. I don't even have the option of sleeping in if I wanted to. So yeah,
Trapped.
I know. So, everyone, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Not the usual hour of scampering, but what will become the new hour of scampering.
Sounds like fun. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Take care. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will, and be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of all the updates I do on this channel. If you want to support the work I'm doing here, then I hope you'll consider becoming one of my Patreons, where you'll get early access to all kinds of videos. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.